All right. I am currently at the lounge here in Dubai Airport, and I believe it's called the Mahaba Lounge, and in Terminal 3. And the airplane planes are coming up as they, yeah, as I figure out, as I wait a couple more hours. It's about 7 p.m. I will have a 2 p.m., 2 a.m. flight, so about 7 more hours. I need to figure out what I want to do, whether I want to stay here in the lounge or not. I've already been here a few hours already, so it's been uh, it's been good. I had quite a lot to eat, and which is absolutely fantastic. I had a bit of drink over here, and just kind of easing back as I get back to Hong Kong. I still need to figure out my flights. I think it's like Bangkok first and then Hong Kong. That's what it says in TripIt, but I need to figure this out. So I really kind of wanted to think about kind of the last couple of days and what I've learned and what I've enjoyed about my interaction at Sevan's Sevan Startup Summit. A couple of things, thank you everybody. Thank you to all the volunteers. First of all, for making this a pleasant, wonderful experience. Um, the volunteers. I've said it before. I think the volunteers um, are kind of the lifeblood of the event. And I've seen some of the guys, progress and become more independent, become more responsible as they volunteer each and every year. And it's an absolute privilege to be able to see that and to see the growth and to see people progress and mature and young people from 15 years old and progress and become stronger and independent and grow. So that's absolutely a joy. David, Sonia, Lucine, just to name a few. Then I think the heads I think are people that I really like to thank. Um, Zara has been absolutely wonderful. She's helped me and helped all the kind of teachers be able to manage their schedules. Um, Arson has been absolutely fantastic, putting up with a couple of times I went missing. So big thank you to Arson and Zara for putting up with me and putting up with all of us and making sure that we had a very pleasant experience. I think the one thing that's striking about this particular year was I know there were some stats about this is double the size of what it was last year, and I think that's all well and good that it was double the size. But I think it wasn't just the size alone. I mean, obviously bigger is better, but bigger isn't always better. I think the fact is that the quality of the event has gotten a lot better as well. And what I mean by that is if you take a look at tactically the booths that were there, um, it's just better produced, better designed. Um, the food quality, um, that whole food court it makes it look international level, and then the tents are much better than before. The electricity, I think, is still an issue, and the Wi-Fi, but the tents are so much better and bigger and more comfortable. So from a production level, it's really much better. And then the music festival at the very end. It's a proper music festival with with I didn't know the artists, but it seemed like they were pretty good artists, right? But it was like a proper music festival, and the whole entire thing was like a festival with many little kind of festivals, right? So you had a government festival, you had an agri-tech festival, you had a wine festival, you had a startup festival, you had a music festival. So it's like a festival of festivals. So, like I said, it's somebody, it's kind of like a UK festival plus a TED Talk plus Burning Man, right, if you will. So I think from a production level, I've seen a huge increase in um, both the size and the number of people. I think I saw something quoted like up to 10,000 people, and I might be misquoting, but something like that. Huge numbers came in. I remember distinctly. I stayed until the very end, until the closing ceremony, and the closing ceremony, like last year, there were cars, but not as many today. Like last time when I was there, it was like absolutely full. The car park was absolutely full. So I think from that level, it's been, it was great. Um, I think my role. I'll say a few words about my role and where I think things went well, things didn't go well. In terms of my role, I really enjoyed the one-on-one. So I did a couple things. I did a one-on-one. I did a I did one-on-one sessions. You've seen all the videos with me with the startups. I did a speaking slot, which wasn't kind of covered, but I kind of did a pretty good summary, I think, at the fireside chat. I did my martial arts, and I think that is actually my martial arts was kind of the crowning achievement. I also wrote a book, right? I wrote whilst I was there. I'm hoping to release it so that I can maybe talk about the book, in the so I can talk about it next year, some sort of talk. But I think my martial arts, I think, was a big thing. People up to 50, 60, maybe even 100 people came and attended it. And I covered all four arts. I uploaded the videos, right? I covered four arts: Xingyi, Bagua, Yichuan, and Wing Chun. And I think I showed a different side of not just myself, but my culture. And I showed a different side, and which is one of my key core central beliefs, right? That martial arts is really, really important in this age of AI that we're living in, where technology is going to be key, AI is going to be key. How do we discover our human dignity? How do we find our human spirit? And I think martial arts is one of the key ways to do that. And so it's really important to me to showcase martial arts, especially the martial arts I do, which is Chinese martial arts. It's a very different type of power. It's a very different type of awareness of yourself. And I think those things are, again, key to discovering yourself. And so I hope to structure a time where basically I teach almost everybody, whether it's on stage. I already can think of the curriculum and what I'm going to do. It's likely going to be Wing Chun. Wing Chun's a little bit easier to teach on the stage in front of lots of people, rather than some of the other kind of more internal and more one-to-one arts. So I think that's something that I've want to do, and I've already told some of the organizers that I'm going to do that. I want to do that, and I think thankfully, they agree with me. So this time around, I brought gear, I brought sticks and training. Maybe that won't be as necessary. It's a little bit harder to bring. Having said that, I actually may bring my flight board. I've got a flight board at home. It's really just increasingly difficult to be able to do in Hong Kong. The police are there. It's just a hassle to move it from, yeah, it's not far, but it's still 15 minutes, and it's just awkward and everything. So if I just put it here and every day I go surfing, I think that might actually be better. So that's great. And I was talking to Arsak, I think, when I was riding in his car coming back to the airport. This time around, I actually stayed to the very end after the closing ceremony, and absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed that. But I was saying in the car that, I'm just learning more and more, and I've been coming here for 10 years to support Startup Seaside Summit, and it's really been a privilege. It's almost as if I invested in this country, and I invested in this country, and I took an active part to improve it. Um, it's kind of weird, right? This concept of investing in a country, right? But if you think about it, I did. Um, from 2016 on, where I helped super annotate, a couple years. I think there were 3 years that they didn't do anything. It was COVID, and then would come here every year. When I was living in Europe, it was certainly a lot easier. But after moving to Asia, where I still came around, and a couple of times, I think after I volunteered once a year, I said to some of my friends there and said, look, I want to take a deeper role in helping out Armenia. It's well and good to help out maybe once a year, come in, teach, and then leave. I mean, it's well and good, but I would want to help the community a lot more rather than just teach, right? I want to help something local. Until this past year, I taught at a semester at the American University of Armenia. I brought in my scope, my network, but I really felt I was contributing to the local ecosystem. And I want to take that further, right? Now, I still wouldn't say I have a firm grasp of actually Armenia, but I think I have a much better grasp than before. But really, I do think I'm an ambassador of Armenia. again, people say, "Do you love Armenia?" I don't know. I don't know if I do. I don't think it was a love. I love Sevan, but I can't particularly say I love Armenia as a whole. I do love Armenians. I think there's a certain spirit that's actually outstanding. Yes, there is the first Christian nation, but I do think that being able to interplay between the Persian Empire, the Roman Empire, the fact that they were merchants, I think the fact that they are gentle people. When I was teaching martial arts, I was pretty shocked at actually how gentle people were. People did not want to fight or throw a punch. It was actually pretty unusual. But but I love Sevan. I love the nature. I love the fact we're 2,000 meters, almost 2,000 meters above sea level. I love the sun, the harshness, the camping. But it's finally, I think I start to understand Armenia. And if I step back, it's really how I think about, yeah, I'm investing in that country and the tech ecosystem and making it better. Um, and that's really what I'm doing. And I hope to, again, continue further on, not just helping seven startups, not just AUA, but really make a broader impact as well into the ecosystem and the country as a whole, right? I think, one, I'm already so deep into it. Two, the people deserve it. And I think it would be not just a crowning achievement, but something, I could take pride in to participate in that growth. Finally, I would probably say that, again, I really enjoyed it. I'm pretty tired. I've got a long kind of road ahead of me. I've got a couple more hours, then 6 hours to Bangkok, and then 1 hour layover into Hong Kong. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think next year there's some improvements in my head about my curriculum and how I want to improve. Hakop did mention that there would be two events, in the Indian event and then a winter event as well. I'd love to see kind of how I can contribute to those as well, because it affords me an opportunity to work with them, affords this channel an opportunity to help and for you, the audience, to be able to see how I help with startups, what type of how I help with startups, what I advise, how do I talk to them, how do I think about it, and for something for you to learn how I do that, and hopefully I can help you in the future as well. So we'll see how that goes, and then obviously more opportunities to help Armenia as a whole. So just gonna probably spend a little more time in the lounge, relax a little bit, and get ready for the flight. And hope to see you on the channel. And hopefully, we'll be able to bring you more content about helping startups and seeing the interaction with startups, and generally just me teaching both startups and life and martial arts.